I've been a professional video editor for over a decade, and in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I save me and my clients thousands of hours by using a couple of key softwares by implementing AI into our editing workflow. Now, as a content creator, I'm sure you've shot a piece of content and you think to yourself, wow, this is just way too long. There's too much content in this interview or this set of interviews. How am I going to sift through all of this content and work with my client to figure out what are the best sound bites to pull out? I've been in a situation where I pull out a few sound bites and I send them to my clients and I say, hi, how is this rough cut looking? Oh, the sound bites you chose are just not correct. Sometimes you and your client are just not going to see eye to eye when it comes to content, especially if you did an interview and shot for a long time. Because sometimes business owners and people who work in the business are not the best at explaining themselves and what they do, and you end up with a plethora of content that all ends up on the cutting room floor. But how do you sift through all that content easily and save the clients and yourself time so that you don't have to go back and forth constantly? Well, I'm going to break down exactly how I do this. Well, it's really not that complicated. I'm going to tell you how. Now, the first step is you want to transcribe your long form videos. You can do this in Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or Transcript. Then you take all the transcription of the different interviews and you simply just cut them by person. So if you spoke to 3 people, you're going to say, all right, this was John's sound bites. Here they all are. This was Lisa's sound bites. Here they all are. And you put those in a Google Doc, outlined person by person. Now, this is when the magic happens. You're going to ask your client, what are the most important keywords or themes that you want the video to touch on? The next step is to gather some information from your client. You can even do this on the shoot day. You want to say to them, hey, what are the most important keywords or themes that you want to make sure get hit on in this video? Now, here's where the magic happens using AI. You take the themes and the outline and the keywords that the client provided you with. You also maybe want to throw in some of the goals of the overall video. You put that into ChatGPT and you say, hey, I'm going to give you some transcriptions from our interviews, and I want you to pull out sound bites that reflect all of these various themes and make sure to include these keywords. Now, here's the most important step and something that I skipped in the beginning and led to terrible, terrible issues. What often happens is when you then go into ChatGPT and you paste the actual transcript, ChatGPT will basically begin to hallucinate and begin making your clients say things that they did not say. They will alter the words that they said to fit the theme and the prompts that you told it to fit. So you have to make sure to enter something like this. Please take this transcription, literally only use the words that the people are saying. Do not add or change any of their sentences from the original transcription. Just pull out certain sound bites. You can add an ellipses in order to cut out repetitive phrases, but do not alter it. Now, that prompt has saved me so many times because when I used to do this, it would spit out things that the clients didn't say, and the clients would be like, excuse me, I did not say this. Because before I learned this, the AI would basically make the client say things that they didn't say, or it would slightly alter it or tweak it, and then my editor wouldn't be able to find those keywords when searching back through the raw footage. So once you do that, the AI would basically prompt you back with the sound bites, and it will do a great job of editing the sound bites for you by adding ellipses between the statements and cutting out the fluff. You can tell it how many sound bites you want. Typically, I ask for like 5 to 10 sound bites per person, and you can even ask it to organize them by theme. Then you have a new Google Doc that you send to your clients. In that Google Doc, you include all the sound bites that the AI selected, and you say, hey, please highlight the ones that you think are best, rank them in order of your favorites using like 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. Then your clients will highlight the favorite sentences they said on that day, and they'll even tell you which ones have to be made in the edit and which ones they don't feel have to, and which ones they could live without being included. Then, of course, the last step is you send that Google Doc to your editor, who uses the keywords within those sentences to search for it back in their transcription. Usually, if you're editing in Premiere or DaVinci, you can just search for a keyword or a sentence. It'll pop it up on the timeline. You can pull it out. And then the magic happens of editing, where your editor basically takes those sound bites and puts them in a nice order. The AI can't really do that step of it yet. Someday it will. That's more storytelling. And the AI is really just best at transcribing and analyzing and prioritizing. It's not really good at storytelling. So you could try and mess with it and say, hey, what kind of order should I put these sound bites in? But I've messed with it. It doesn't really work for me. So there you have it. That is how I saved thousands of hours this year editing, and it's also saved my clients tons of time and back and forth, and it helps me keep the number of revisions that I have to do with my clients to a minimum. If you want to learn more about growing a video business, check out the other videos on my page where I talk about increasing the amount of leads that are coming into your business and providing great results to your clients. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and comment any questions below if you have anything specific you want to ask me.